So last year I was here actually doing the same testimonial, and I actually won last year, and the fellow that's been, I talked about, is still upcoming at our clinic. So I won't speak about him, but he's quite a story in itself. He's been coming in once a week for the last 3 years now, and it's changed his life totally. So this time I'll be speaking about another fellow that I grew up with. I got to know Michael. Michael was a football player with McGill Redmond, and I believe Steve probably played football against him. And Michael ran him right by him, so I don't know if you were on the D line or O line, but...
No, I played offense just like you.
Okay.
Running back.
So you weren't playing good. So anyway, Michael is a little younger than I am, so it probably makes him 42, I guess. But Michael played for McGill, and then he went on to play pro sports. He was a professional football player with the Edmonton Eskimos initially, and then eventually with the Montreal Alouettes. And I happened to be the trainer with Michael at McGill, and then I became the trainer for the Montreal Alouettes, which is the pro team in Montreal. So, and after his football career, Michael went on to more on the finance, becoming a financial advisor. Unfortunately, Michael was diagnosed with ALS, I believe, 11 years ago. Is that correct, Steve?
About 12, yeah.
11 to 12 years ago. And I don't know, I'm a physical therapist, first of all, I'm not a chiro, but on the other hand, I'm an MSK. I don't do much neurological, so I'm more, you know, having been with proteins and all that, I'm more on the sports medicine side. So I'm not that familiar with all the neurological cases. And from what I know from ALS, there's two ways to go about it. You're either gonna die quick or you're gonna die slowly. I don't think there's any way out of having been diagnosed with ALS. So Michael, fortunately or unfortunately, is going the long route. So it's been 12 years, and I don't know if we can have the next slide. What's that? Okay. Michael decided to prolong his life, and the only reason he's done that is because of his family, his 3 kids, and he wanted to see them go through university and then get married, and I think that's pretty much the extent of Michael's life. In order to do that, Michael needed to get a trach, and that allowed him to prolong his life. And last May actually, I reached out to Michael. I said, and I could only reach out to him by texting or by emails, and I said to Michael, I don't know much about ALS, and I don't know what the Magnisphere can do for you with ALS, but look, you got nothing to lose. I'll lend you my machine. I have clinical Magnisphere, and I got 2 halos. So I said, take one, and you got nothing to lose, give it a try. So I went and I installed it at his place. That's where he's living with his mom now. His mom is taking care of him. And I said, give it a try, you got nothing to lose. So surprisingly, within a week, I get an email from Michael, and he said, you know, something's weird going on, because I normally get suction 12 to 20 times an hour normally in order to breathe and to function. And when I'm in the halo, I get suction about twice an hour. And that was quite quickly. So I said, great. I said, let's see what else it's going to do for you. And he's been going on now, and eventually Steve was generous enough to bring in his halo, and so we swapped, and he's been carrying on. And funny enough, Michael's initial ALS symptoms came in from his right shoulder. That's when he started having just weird issues with the right shoulder. And within about 2 to 3 months, the weird thing is that the movement of the right shoulder started coming back. So he's been using it every day. It's in his house. And within, when was that, Steve, that we got a report? Because he's on a machine to allow him to breathe. And within a month and a half, the technician came back just to calibrate the machine and make sure everything was fine. And basically said, there's something wrong with our unit. Our breathing machine is not functioning properly. We got to take it back, I believe, get it tested. So they brought it back and got it tested, and they came back and they said, no, everything is fine with machine. Something's going on with his breathing pattern. All of a sudden, it seemed like he's breathing a lot more on his own, than he was prior to, you know, using the halo. And I'm not sure if we can maybe show the next slide. And Alan, maybe I'll need your help because I'm not a respiratory tech here, but these are his results that he was able to get, and that's only, I believe, after a month, right, Steve? These results
This was about 5 weeks.
5 weeks?
Yeah.
So Alan, if you can just help me, but you'll see the results, the before and after of the use of the halo.
I think it's gonna have to scroll down.
So we finally got this ventilator report that I've been looking for quite a while. 52-page report, and of course it's in French. But the numbers are basically French or English. You can tell the numbers. So they sent us something here in the Respironics ventilator report, and of course I know nothing about what IPAP or EPAP or peak flow mean. I have no idea. But I got a hold of a respiratory technician, and I said, hey, can you help me make heads or tails of this? And we had taken the 6 weeks before the Magnosphere usage, and we knew the average weekly number. We took the 5 weeks after he started using the halo, and we just compared the two, right? And the technician that I talked to said, Alan, these three, here, here, and here, you know, that we've got in the yellow, those basically say this guy's just not needing the ventilator near as much. So he's improving, right? So this was very exciting because, as Alain said, and I don't pretend to be a neurologist and understand ALS, but ALS has nothing that helps it. So today's gonna suck and tomorrow's gonna suck worse and you're gonna die. That's what ALS is. And Michael, with his halo, has started to potentially change that. So very exciting for us. Objective data that says something's going on. Can't tell you what. Bet it has to deal with the autonomic nervous system and balance and stress and inflammation and everything else that we know exacerbates these chronic diseases. But I wanted Alain to kind of come up and share this with us because it's just an important story for us. So Alain, I'll give you that.
What kind of usage is he using? What settings is he using, and about how many times a day, or I mean, an hour a day?
He's on a daily basis, once an hour a week, 1 to 2 hours.
2 hours a day.
Okay.
2 hours a day.
In the morning and then at night.
Okay.
And he's in the ALS protocol.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just threw up the last slide, which is his caregiver's comments.
Oh, I see, yeah. Well, there's a video on YouTube about his caregiver. Essentially, the symptoms, apart from his breathing now becoming more normal, he's also, like I said before, he's getting reuse of his right arm. He's able to walk more now. And he's quite a big fellow. Normally when you have ALS, you lose a lot of weight. And Michael, I guess he's being well fed, but he's a big, you know, he was a running back, so he weighs over 200 pounds still, but he's still able to manage around and is engaging in a lot more communications as well. So his humor is better, walking around more, he's going around. Before, I don't know if you can read on, but before it was just to get from room A to room B, but now he can move around. And the beauty about it is that he's able to go see his kids, play football and be with his family. So
wow.
We'll see how far that goes.
Awesome.